Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Psycho Worldwide in association with New Mind, One Mind Entertainment proudly brings to you two of the greatest podcast hosts in the world. I am Crazy Kevin. He is Dan Jones, and we are Two Fat Guys Podcast. What it do? What it do? What it do? Welcome back to another episode. We about to get lit. What it do, Big D?
Oh man, it's good, man. Survived another week at the workforce. Get ready for my son's birthday coming up. It's a lot going on, so I'm here with it. Shenanigans is coming.
Man, we about to have some fun. We're gonna get into it, have a good time tonight. So yeah, we gonna have some fun tonight, dog. Like we just can't wait. We got some guests coming on tonight for this episode. Like I said, we told y'all season 2 is gonna be epic. Season 2 is gonna be full of guests, and we gonna just keep the ball rolling like we've been doing since episode 1. We are going to be picking up on over or underrated phase 4 of the Marvel Cinema Universe. And we got a lineup. We're not just talking about one, but we got a couple lineups going on. And we got, like I said, we got some guests. One of our guests is running behind, but one of our guests, but the other guest, she is here, she is ready, and she's going to bring in the woman perspective of how they see the MCU. Is it overrated or underrated? She is the host of the podcast I was just on last night. We were talking about podcast is like part 2. Let's put your hands together for Miss Chris, host of Coffee and Tea. Let's go. How are you, Miss Chris? Oh, you gotta unmute yourself.
Yeah, there we go. Hi, I'm good. How are y'all?
How you doing, Queen? How you feeling?
Oh, we are fantastic.
Wonderful. Thank you guys for having me.
Oh, thank you for taking time out of your schedule to come hang out with two fat guys tonight.
You over there working?
I feel real warm in between you two.
Oh,
cheers!
Cheers! Right. you know. As you can see, I got my Ravens on. Dan got his Ravens cup. It was a fair outing for us today, but it's preseason. So we still gonna wear our purple no matter what. It don't count.
It don't count.
It was people fighting for practice squad spots. So
there you go.
I'm okay with that. But next Thursday,
September 5th is when it's gonna matter.
Yes. 2 weeks from Thursday. It's gonna be
great.
Bro, I cannot wait, bro.
Bro, I'm gonna have it on its TV. I'm gonna have it on Peacock so I can see the stuff that they're not airing on TV at the same time. It's gonna be ridiculous, y'all. And I don't even stay up for Thursday night games, and I'm staying up for this one.
Yeah.
So,
I start my vacation the next day. I'm gonna be up. I don't care how long it is.
She said the V word. We don't even know what those are.
Right.
It must be nice to have a job when you get vacation. We just get paid time off, which is really nothing. So
when we started shenanigans already.
Them good stuff, government jobs. That's what it is.
I need to be where you at right now. But no, I'm joking. I love what I do. I feel useful where I'm at. But,
not me. Come save me. Don't save me.
Move.
So, but like I said, we're gonna be talking about phase 4 of the Marvel universe, Marvel Cinema Universe, tonight, and so we're gonna be getting into that. We have got a lot of good feedback from this, but Danny and I was talking, and it actually hit me about adding Chris to the conversation. Because I know she is a Marvel fan. She is a comic fan. Something is weird with my screen, so don't mind me. And plus, there's always dudes. We talking about craziness, but we wanted to get the woman perspective and how women see the Marvel universe and Is it similar to us? Because we already know women see things different than men do. So I think it's going to be interesting to get your perspective. And hopefully our second guest will be joining us shortly. What is wrong with you?
Bro, my daughter just dropped my Kool-Aid and walked off. Never. Yeah, you did. I would never.
The woman's perspective.
Exactly.
See, you said she knocked it over. She said she would never.
There you go.
She drank it.
She drank it.
You drank it and you didn't realize that it was already gone.
That's what she just said. And that's amazing. All female got some kind of telekinetic powers.
They women, yo, that's what they do. I don't know why you at the surprise. That's what they do.
I'm not. She's a Libra.
Look, you already know. You said because she a Libra? Now, they ain't got to do with that. That's just woman. Look, dog, I'm going to tell you a real quick story. All right? My wife and I was... Nah, I love you too. But my wife and I was leaving the store one day, and I'm picking with her. I forgot what the conversation was about, but I'm picking with her. And we getting in the car, and this woman out the blue, never met my wife before, never met me before, and she was like, leave that girl alone. It caught me. I was like, where did she even come from? Like,
me too. And we will argue. It's time to walk past. We're like, girl, that's right. Lady, who are you?
Right. And her husband was like, oh, don't. Her husband literally went, you know they stick up for each other. Like,
but no, because when I heard, don't nobody walk up to me and like, it's okay, brother. I got you, King. They just be like, deuces.
Right. I got you, King. Even though we could be dead wrong, bruh, you right. We can see he wrong, but women, they ain't gotta know what the argument is. They just automatically got each other's back. But God bless
Viva, go to bed. Viva, go to bed right now.
We stick together.
Man, you telling my wife go to bed. And our second guest, who is chiming in right now, he is the host of the Jesus Christ, Marriage Life, Basement with B, and Riding with B. He is joining in with us right now. My homeboy Brian J.
What's going on, good people?
Right now. So, and
listen, I am out and about in the community, so I apologize for any exterior noises or anything like that. My service sucks out here, so yeah, we gonna do what it do, baby.
Did you say community like?
He did. I was glad you picked up on that.
And full disclosure, Brian, Chris, and myself all went to Northern together, so we know each other.
Shout out the Vikings.
All day. School 402, which is not even in existence no more. But
right.
They trying to erase us.
They could never.
Yeah, they trying to erase it. But they can't get rid of us.
Nah, unfortunately, I hate to use this term. Northern Vikings is like cockroaches. No matter what you do, we just keep coming back.
I will not be a cockroach.
No. I got you one better. We're Bebe's kids.
I can do Bebe's kids. I will not be a cockroach.
We don't die. We multiply.
Northern's gone too?
Yeah. Yeah, Northern is W.E.B. Du Bois High School now or something like that.
I don't even think it's that no more.
Yeah, I don't think it's that. I don't think it's anything. Well, I can't say anything over there, but it's something else. Reginald F. Lewis. No, I don't think it's that.
Because remember, they split it into two schools. So one side was Reginald F. Lewis and the other side was W.E.B. Du Bois. And I'm thinking to myself, why would they name one of the baddest schools in the city after two prominent black people? That's all I'm saying.
We're going to stop with this bad school stuff because I don't know what school y'all went to, but...
Southern. It was bad.
Yeah, y'all school really don't exist. They changed the whole dynamic of that school.
The school made out of glass now.
Right.
It is.
Shit had rubber walls inside too.
You know, I went to this school for 4 years and didn't know we had a swimming pool.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. I know Northern had a pool. I just could never find it. Like
it's behind the gym.
Yeah,
it was behind the gym.
Never found it. No,
you never went. You didn't go to the pool party when they had it.
No, first of all, we shouldn't have had pool parties at Northern.
Oh, the pool party was lit. Nah. Let's say about that the better. Never mind. I'm shut my mouth.
Jesus Christ.
I can say this with all certainty, and you wonder why I said what I said about what I said.
I'm gonna shut up about the pool party.
No, oh yeah, the previous conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
These
now. Yeah.
directional schools is terrible.
What?
These directional schools is terrible.
Oh
Northern,
God.
Southern, Southwest.
Eastern.
Yeah. Eastern. Well, Eastern
Everything in
was
the middle is
good.
peaceful,
No,
but them
Eastern was a
directional
good
schools is like,
school.
no, we good.
Eastern was a good school until they moved to Lake Clifton.
Lake Clifton ain't no better.
Nah, that was a school literally sinking.
Yep.
All right, so we're
Mm.
gonna get into this. I'm doing some editorial stuff in the background, so don't mind me. Um, so we're gonna get into this. The first movie that we are going to be discussing tonight is going to be Black Widow. Black
Uh-oh.
Widow was it
Mm.
overrated or underrated? So, we're gonna let our guests start first, and we're gonna start with Chris, since since the main character of this movie was a woman.
There's a
So,
woman. So as a woman who loves like women superheroes because they are like, kicking butt and taking names. I was so excited about this movie and then was very disappointed when the movie came out. So definitely believe that it's overrated. They could have did better with the script. They could have did better in kind of like the explaining of background. Like we knew some things about Black Widow already, but when it came to her family, the Red Room, all of those types of things, like they could have explained that a little bit better to build the story so that we could have been a little bit more connected to what had happened.
okay, Brian.
Um, I was severely disappointed by Black Widow. I think Black Widow. I think the story of Black Widow would have been easily told as a Disney Plus series instead of an actual movie. I think that Taskmaster is easily in my top 5 favorite villains list, and I hated the way they depicted her in Black Widow. Like, who wouldn't want the ability to mimic someone else fighting you, someone else? Like, it's so much more to Taskmaster. Like, I remember reading on Taskmaster where he watched college football and became a star quarterback for his high school team. Like, who wouldn't want that ability to mimic someone else fighting you? Like, just to take it in a realm where imagine you 16 got that move, watch a porno, and then get the moves. Yeah, I went there. I went
One
there.
of y'all, really,
I
really.
went there. But but I
Well, lie to you. I wouldn't be mad.
exactly. But I really think Black Widow was such an underrated movie. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, take it back there. You watch a chess game and you see the chess master playing the game. But no, I really believe Black Widow was such an underrated movie. It had so much more potential to be a better movie. Me personally, I think it should have came out before Captain Marvel. I believe the character Black Widow did more for the saga at that point more than Captain Marvel. We Captain Marvel, that movie could have been slotted in with anybody. That could have been a Nova movie. Like that could have been anybody but Captain Marvel. Like you could have made that story anything but Captain Marvel with anybody but her. But yeah, I really believe Black Widow was underrated. I mean overrated. Like they put all this into it, and yeah, it could have been a Disney Plus series.
Yeah.
I know for me, well, pardon me. I just seen Black Widow maybe about 2 months ago. Um,
You ain't missed nothing.
I just seen it for the first time 2 months ago. By circumstance, looking through the channels and it was on. Story wise, I thought it was okay. Because for me, I didn't know a lot about Black Widow outside of the Avengers. So for me, it was almost like educational. And the fact that like I didn't know she was adopted. per se. So I found out some information about that about her and some extra stuff. I found the movie funny. I found the action portion of the movie was great. Like the fight scenes, the choreography was really good to me. I enjoyed like some of those fight scenes was crazy. But I agree with you as far as Taskmaster went. Yeah, yeah, if I had his abilities and I was able to go to like watch the Shaolin Master do his thing and then incorporate that and then be able to just to smash anybody. Yeah, so to me it kind of downplayed his skill. And cause like
And
even
then the
in
fact that it was like it was built off of a computer, not his
right.
like his innate ability. Like they gave us such an Iron Man esque type
Mm.
of um origin behind it. That yeah, I wasn't a fan of. I wasn't a fan of him as her as yeah. Like I said, the redeeming qualities for me for that movie was Red Guardian. He was classic. He
Yeah,
was
he's really good.
classic. And Yoli and her sister, them two with that the whole comedy relief was what pretty much
Yeah.
saved that movie.
What
Like
was the
follow
guy name
yeah,
you just said? Because he was the Russian, the one that was locked up, right?
Red Guardian.
Red Guardian, yeah.
Yeah, dude, I was in tears because I'm watching him in the Russian prison, just all wrestling people. It's like, yeah, I don't even next. It's like, yo, and
Yeah,
to me
D-
that was funny. But then, like
Daryl
you
Harbour
said,
did
the
an
comic,
awesome job playing him.
yeah, yeah, and the comic relief that he was given was funny. Like when he tried to put his old suit on and it didn't fit right. Just like, yo, stop.
Which in
This is a
itself is a
movie.
huge departure from the character in the comics. Red Guardian is nothing like that in the comics. Like
Gotcha.
he's for every intents and purposes Russia's answer to Captain America.
I thought
As
that.
Right.
far as
That
he's just as stoic and just as military as Steve is. So I love that that was a great departure from him being Red Guardian.
Danny.
I'm acting in agreement with Chris. It's overrated just because of the fact that what it didn't bring. It left a lot of question marks during the movie. And if you pay attention, it came out after Avengers Endgame. This is when Scarlett Johansson, she already had the dyed hair and the vest, and we was trying to figure out when did she change her wardrobe? But you watch Black Widow 6 months later, and now
Yeah,
you finding out this is how she got the jacket with all the pockets and stuff. Me personally, I think they should have broke down Black Widow in either in a Disney Plus series or three different movies since everybody gets their big three. Captain America got his three, Iron Man got his three, but Black Widow and Hawkeye never got theirs. Their three movies never came apart. Which, if you'd put them in three movies, by the time we'd have got to Avengers Endgame, everything else would have probably made sense. So that's my biggest thing on it. And the acting was good.
yeah,
The storyline could have been a lot better, and the missing details. Once again, everybody's in agreement. Taskmaster could have been way better. And till this day, we don't know what happened in Budapest. They keep giving us little its and bits and pieces of it.
listen,
And I'm like,
Steve.
look, Budapest. I want to go
Exactly.
to Budapest to figure out what happened. I want to know when you met Hawkeye. I want to know when did you join the Shield. When did you meet Nick Fury? All that could have been in a Disney Plus series or in two other movies before you got to destroying the Red Room. It's overrated. And I done watched the movie like 20 times. I'd go to sleep on it and I'd tell you the whole movie.
And to some degree, I wish it was a little darker, just
Yes.
because
Yes,
of the nature of her job. Like when we
yes,
meet her, she talks about all of the spy stuff that she used to do. Even when we see her and Hawkeye together, when you see them in the Avengers movies, all of this stuff that they do with each other and all of the conversations and the fact that she always talks about how much red she's got in her ledger, I
yeah.
expected to see a lot of that in the movie and a lot of the convoluted stuff that they had, and you never get it. So it's just
The,
like I'm
the
waiting for
only
the next scene. Maybe they'll give it to me, and then the end of the movie happened, and I still never got it.
the only payoff we got in Black Widow is when Loki mentioned the daughter to her in Avengers. That's
Yeah.
the only payoff you got in Black Widow when because when Loki mentioned the daughter, everybody was like, "Well, who's Loki talking about?" And then when you watch Black Widow, like, "Oh, her." But then again, they turned her into Taskmaster. So how much of a payoff was it? Like you
So
took one of her biggest story plots of her and then stripped it away and made it like yeah, it was a little jumble. I think a 8 to 10 episode Disney Plus show would have did awesome. The same way they did Hawkeye.
Yeah.
I think a
my
Black Widow.
confusion, my confusion came in with Hawkeye and Black Widow until I found out or seen it for myself because I thought they were an item or like a low key item, like it was something underlying between them. And then that's when I found out, like, no, um,
They're literally best friends.
Hawkeye, Hawkeye had a whole wife and had a whole family,
Yeah.
That's Age of Ultron.
right? So that's what kind of threw me. But as far as Taskmaster being her daughter, you was right. The payoff was weak. Like that should have been much stronger and much more of a connection. Um, much more of a connection that we didn't get.
And
Let,
also
let's
with
be honest, this movie should have been R-rated.
because like, yeah, because if you read again, like with me, I'm always reading the comics and everything. They base a lot of the MCU off of their Ultimate Marvel line.
Hmm.
Hawkeye and Black Widow and Ultimate Avengers, they was cool, but they also hated each other. Hawkeye in the Ultimate Comics, Black Widow kills Hawkeye's family on orders from the Red Room. Like like I think they could have did so much with the whole Hawkeye. Granted, I get it; they had to make it appealing for a broader audience, just not for us those who are in the know. But I think Black Widow, like you said, it should have been a rated R. I think it could have been a much more. It could have been the most James Bond female esque type of movie Marvel could have put out.
Yeah.
But I
I
think to
mean,
Dan's point, if they would have put it in before we got to Endgame,
I think that was the
they
plan,
could
though.
have played it that way. Like they could have played it the way that they did in the comic book. And I mean, they were already getting ready to go back anyway. So if they wanted to make it cute, and all of that kind of stuff, they could have put the snack. They could have put it in with the snack. Like they could have found. It would have been convoluted to some
Yeah, but
degree.
you also gotta understand. I think like Brian's Gray said was like that. I think that was the plan, but
Yeah,
then COVID-19 happened, so
Yeah,
yeah, a
it
lot of
threw
phase four
everything
was
out of
messed up because of COVID.
yeah. Yeah, a lot of things got thrown out of sync, but at the same time, I think if Disney still would have just took their time and went with the plan, a lot of things would have made more sense. But I guess it's safe to say that we are all in agreement that Black Widow was highly overrated, correct?
yep.
Yep.
All right. And shout out to Naeem for joining in. Let me know if my mic sounds better, Naeem. He had message said my
Nice,
mic sounded low.
nice. Check one. All
do
right.
it. You beat me to it, Dan.
So
Y'all see me?
yeah, we can
Yeah,
see
I
you.
mean, you blinked out a couple times, but you good.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
I was getting ready to say, now your camera ain't working, but then you came back in before I could say it. So, um, so the next movie we want to discuss is Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. I'm going to be 100% transparent. I have not seen this movie. I heard it was okay. I heard it was funny. I don't have a personal opinion about this, so I'm going to leave this to you, y'all three.
Me
I want to be
personally,
educated.
me
Uh,
personally, I freaking love this movie. I
Yes.
freaking love it. Shang-Chi was probably one of the biggest surprises that I was not expecting it to be as good and as well-rounded as this movie was.
Yeah.
Told it excellent. So, because honestly, I went in, I didn't know much about Shang-Chi, the character. I knew who he was, I knew what his place was in the MCU. But they told such an awesome story with it. With the enchanted forest, they gave the rings. I love that they use actual rings instead of the gems, like in the comics, because it would have been too confusing with those in the Infinity Gauntlet. So I love how they changed the dynamic of that. Uh, the guy who played Iron Man in Iron Man, Trevor, he's in this. and he is
Yeah. What was
classic.
his name?
Um,
Um,
what was it? I can't think of his name, but
it's
he
right
was
there, bro.
right. But he was classic in this
Yeah.
movie. Like, just take the character from Iron Man 3. Was that 3?
Yeah. It was three.
Uh-oh.
So the
All right,
big.
well, we lost Brian. He said he was in a bad area, so hopefully he'll jump back in. But go ahead, Dan, you go.
So like basically, the piggyback what he was saying is basically this was such a good telling story just because of the fact that they used their culture and the actual culture of Shang-Chi, the martial arts. Everything was fine. You had the directors coming in who were from that area. Everything was picked apart for that culture into the MCU, and you understood every part of that culture. And on the comedy side of Aquafina was amazing. Aquafina was the playoff to what he was talking about in the show. The graphics was crazy. I mean, the CGI. You caught everything that was wrong with it, but you really didn't care because the
Right.
storytelling was so good. And you, like, let's be honest, when they did the chasing scene through the forest, you felt like you was in that car, like, bro, I
Yeah, yeah.
really want to help them get away. When they were fighting
Like,
at the
yo,
end, you
speed
really
the
wanted to
fuck
help them
up.
fight, and you couldn't do nothing to help them. It was that
Like, the
good.
bus
And the
scene
bus
was
scene when you
classic.
first got it, oh my god. Oh,
Kev,
underrated, underrated.
Kev, you gotta go watch it. You gotta go watch it.
You gotta go
You
watch
have
that.
to watch it. Yeah, you have to watch it.
That is the equivalent to Guardians of the Galaxy 1. When it first came out, you was just like, I didn't know it was going to be this good.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, what
Like, I
was your
don't think it's
thoughts on it, Chris?
Hmm.
What was your thoughts about the movie?
I have to agree. I mean, I think they've covered it all. I'm a sucker for a good story. If you can catch me in
Thank
like
you.
the first 7 or 8 minutes, even in the first 10 minutes of the movie, with a good like the beginnings of a good story, then like I'm in it for the rest of the show. And what we've come to expect from Marvel is that they're good storytellers. So their stories from Iron Man up until this point have, for the most part, with a couple, there are some that
There are a couple
have
exceptions
issues
to the
with.
rule.
Yeah, but for the most part, they're wonderful storytellers. So with this, it just I mean, just the fighting scenes when they were in Talo, it just was amazing.
Yeah,
And
it's a great movie.
for that level of like Jackie Chan shenanigans, like I expected it to be really good. So definitely a underrated.
That
Un-
is what it
All right,
reminded me of, too, Jackie Chan.
yeah,
all
It
right.
reminded me of Jackie Chan.
So, so Naeem said Shang-Chi did for the Asian community what Black Panthers did for
100%,
us,
Absolutely.
100%.
Yes,
Absolutely.
and
absolutely.
the fight scenes gave you the old kung fu vibes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the only thing it
And
was missing was the crazy the
Voiceover.
not matching voiceovers.
Yeah.
and, and he also said that and his homegirl slash sidekick was gold.
Aquafina.
Yeah,
Yes.
Aquafina, her character.
Yes.
Yeah.
You talking about comedy gold in
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And her story
her
arc
just
was
yeah,
great because she went from pretty much a sidekick to being almost a central part of the army. Like,
yeah,
she learned their style and became an integral
right.
part of the final battle, which was dope. Like, it was
Killer.
such a dope movie. Such a
Yeah,
dope
You're right.
movie.
Watching
Shout
her
out,
grow throughout
shout
that
out
movie
to
was
Professor,
crazy.
yeah.
shout out to Professor Charles for chiming in.
Hey
Yeah.
It's a boat.
Charles.
Yeah.
Yeah, Baltimore thing. Y'all know about that
Love
music
such
music.
Baltimore. I love it. I love it. I see
So
that
right
down here.
now,
They were like, what you call me? Like,
so shut up, y'all. The vibe I'm getting from y'all is like this movie was highly underrated.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
definitely
So
underrated.
let's
Clearly.
okay.
Definitely underrated.
Definitely gotta go see this. Like I said, I haven't seen this one.
Yes.
But all the reviews and everything I heard about the movie was phenomenal.
Yeah.
People loved it.
Yeah. The fight scene on the side of the building is what you need to see first.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
And this movie actually has different parts in different Disney Plus shows.
Yeah.
So yeah, just Go watch the movie. Get your popcorn ready because you ain't getting up.
Yeah.
Got you. Now I'm gonna say this about this movie, Internals. I was not happy. I was not at all.
I
I
was
was sad.
indifferent.
No, I was not indifferent. I was completely unhappy with this. Like this
Ah.
movie, this movie should have been so much more, and it was so lacking in everything. And this is one of the few comics I actually read as a child. It did not hit for me. It did not. Like I rarely ever watch a movie and go, I want my money back, and then I watch this like on demand, and I wanted my money back. You see what I'm saying? Like I was just not pleased with this movie in any shape, form, or fashion.
You know what? You know what Eternals was? Eternals was, I guess, Marvel. Eternal was that bridge for Marvel. And
Yes.
what makes it so bad is that everything that was been placed in Eternals isn't happening. Like, I mean, we're just
Right.
getting the Tiamat statue in Captain America: The New World Order.
Yes.
We may never see Black Knight pan out in Blade because we may not get the Blade movie. I think what it was, people they tried to tell an Avengers story without the Avengers. That's what hurt
So
Eternals.
I'm hoping we get the Blade movie now because of what took place in Wolverine.
If we
Spoiler
do
alert:
get
Wolverine. I mean, Deadpool and
Deadpool
Wolverine.
and Wolverine.
if we do
I'm
get a
kind
Blade
of
movie,
hope
it's not going to be Marshala. It's going to be Wesley.
Yeah,
it
definitely.
be- it need it need to be Wesley,
No,
and
no.
Wesley proved in Wolverine in the freaking Deadpool Wolverine movie he's still going.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Wesley, and if Marshala is in it, it's going to be a more of a pass the torch type of movie. I don't think
Right.
it's going to be a Marshala led Blade movie.
Naeem
All right,
comment said it.
all right. So let me get through these
Yes,
real quick because these are popping up crazy. So Charles said Eternals was complete trash. I agree. Rushed, leaned on star power. Naeem said lackluster. Had too much star power. It fell flat. Charles came back and said filler content that honestly could have been an end credit spread across the other
true,
Marvel movies.
true.
And Naeem said Wesley said there's only one Blade.
Yeah, yeah, he did
So,
say it.
so for
Can I
me,
jump on this one
this
first?
this could have been a Disney Plus like a series. This movie could have
Yeah,
been a Disney
yeah,
Plus series. I believe in every storytelling phase that there's always the chapter that's necessary to move the story along. But if you skip the chapter, you haven't missed much. And
right.
Eternals was that for me. Like it helped to move the saga along by dropping certain things that hopefully we'll see later down the line. However, in the grand scheme of the whole thing, if I never saw it, I probably would not miss a thing.
Yeah, true.
The
So
only
what you
clue
say,
I
Dave?
got from this movie was the fact that nothing was created by man, all by aliens. And like the guy, he made the Infinity Gauntlet before we even knew what the Infinity Gauntlet was. Like, now we know that's a celestial thing. That wasn't man made. They did leave a lot of clues, but everything was so open ended and jumping from timeline to timeline in one movie kind of messed you up. So I do agree it should have been in a Disney Plus series. Like as a matter of fact, it could have been a Disney one shot. You know, they did the one
Yeah,
episode in between the movies
yeah,
because they
Yeah,
jumped from timeline to timeline. You could have had Iron Man, but then you could have had this is what they did to help them advance their technology. It could have been spread out. We should be still getting Eternal one shots now if they
It's
did
kind
it
of
right.
like
And as far as
with the
star power, they didn't really have too many people in there except for Angelina Jolie and Bill Skarsgård.
but I don't know about the star power, but piggybacking on what Charles had commented, it's really in lieu of what you're saying that it should have been spread out, but as instead of a one shot, be spread out as end credits in correlation to the to like actual other Marvel movies.
Mm-hmm.
And that way it still would have came across and like Chris said, you wouldn't have missed nothing. Like okay, all right, so it kind of drops in and lets you know what's going on. Um, and what to look forward to instead of you doing this whole big production. And I think Disney would have saved a lot more money because they lost a lot of money on the terms.
Yeah,
Like
a
I
lot
agree
of
with
money.
Sean. It's too big. That's too big for a movie. It really is.
Yeah, they tried to tell an Avenger story with the Eternals, and you couldn't do that.
You
Yeah.
can't tell the
No.
Avengers with the people who pretty much created the Avengers.
Yeah.
So so this movie was definitely overrated.
Oh,
Um,
definitely overrated, overcooked, overpriced.
And you know what? As many times as I've seen this movie, as much as I do like it, I do have to point out its flaws. Like, dude, it was too much. Really too much. You gave us all these characters at one time to say here.
Right.
We're like, okay, what did y'all
do
do?
you feel like that was Disney way of trying to make up for what they couldn't do with other movies?
No,
Like
I
how
don't
we
think
talked
so.
about
Hmm.
No.
like how we talked about in Black
Eternals.
Widow, certain things got taken out of, like that. So do you think that was Disney way of saying, okay, this we got to try to explain stuff that that happened, but it may not even come to fruition, but just to
No.
acknowledge.
Eternals was Marvel's Justice League.
Yes, that's a good
God
analogy.
damn, you hit it on
Woo!
the head.
That's a
God
good analogy.
damn.
Ah, dang.
Mm.
Ooh.
It was a good team movie, but a bunch of people we hardly got a chance to know.
And I
Mm.
Yes.
and I think that's the key to, like Charles's point to Dan's point with the end credit scenes, or like the one shot, or the Disney Plus series. You could have almost given each one of those characters one of those
Yeah,
leading up to something small like the Disney Plus series, in order to better tell the story, so that you get there and then come up with something else, on the tail end.
Right. But it had potential to do a lot more. But it is
Yeah.
just the
absolutely.
Eternals spread over too many different characters for you to just leave it at one. There's too many characters, like you said, Black Knight, Blade, Midnight Suns. That's three different movies right there that
Right
these
now,
seven people have to worry about. Right. It's too much. So if they go back and redo it after 5 years, then I'll be good.
And
Give me
do it
5 years
well.
break. Give me a break.
And do it well. Don't do like they do over in DC and do Batman 19 times, and 7 out of the
Hey,
19
hey,
is,
it's the new Batman coming out, and
to my point.
And
it's
Robert
not
and
getting
then
an
Pattinson
update.
is the we use an Edward from Twilight again.
Agreed. Like, I don't see nothing but a sparkly vampire every time I look at that man. And I'm supposed to believe that he is a
his
conflicted
vengeance.
individual that has a connection to bats at night. Like, no,
His vengeance.
Hey, Kev, we got to put that on
it's
the
a
pipeline,
lot
Kev.
a load of crap. So no.
So you all right? So I'll like we gonna be doing a DCU series also
Yes.
because we kind of got like we got some feedback from some of the people like y'all we talk about Marvel. I need to talk about DC. But the problem is if we talk about DC, y'all gonna be mad because this is very few things that's good about DC. But we're gonna give the people what they want. Uh,
You ain't gonna like it, but you gonna win it.
we said last night, content is content. So
Yeah,
you ask for it, you get it
When
because
That's
it
you
it.
drops,
asked for it.
hey,
Right,
Kev, when it drops, just tell them be ready.
right. What Naeem say?
Right? It's
It's
gonna be
gonna be a
quick.
quick talk. All right, so um we saved the best for last, but this is not the end of the conversation. I think this is going to be the one that it's going to take up a good portion of the rest of the show because
Uh-oh.
this movie hit everything. This movie came at the right time and it subtly connected itself into the MCU. And I'm so happy that they did. I'm still waiting for them to get off their high horse and say, yeah, we need to do this and make it full blown. But we can go ahead and talk about
Mm, mm,
Spider
mm, mm.
Man. No Way Home. This movie.
Hey, look.
First and foremost, hold on.
Hold on. You know you said it. Everybody's facial expression changed. Like, damn. Everybody
This
put their
movie
head down.
was, yo, I'm going to start because, first of all, I can't remember the young man's name, but he, by far, is the best Spider-Man outside of the original.
Tom
He
Tom
Holland.
has,
Holland.
yeah, he has Peter Parker body language, his mannerisms, even his stuttering. He has Peter Parker down to a T. And this is one of the things I used to try to explain to people. Anybody can be Spider-Man. Because Spider-Man's a hero, he got the mask on, it's bravado, it's ego, it's confidence, it's cockiness. But Peter Parker, nah,
Yeah.
that's the character. That's the character that you gotta play. And he does Peter Parker well. He does Peter Parker well. And it's a little bit of stuff that they did in No Way Home and the Spider-Man movie before this when he connected with Tony Stark's and you was like, was he the kid at the fair? Was he the one that went to Tony Stark's in the Iron Man? Like, it was so many little nuances. And then when he met Tony, he was like, it's almost like when you meet your hero for the first time. And they say never meet your heroes. But he was
Mm-hmm.
like, nah, Tony. And he gave me a suit. Yo, the story was written so well. The story, it told everything. And his homeboy, like, he was the best friend of all best friends. Like, this
Ned.
movie to me was just such a great story. Like Chris said, you give me a great story, I'm in it. And Spider-Man No Way Home told a great story. The action was lit. The man, this is the movie right here. Like this was my MCU non-MCU movie. Like this is
And
crazy.
it had the right level of fan service.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Absolutely.
Like it wasn't overkill, it wasn't underdone. It was the right level of fan service, and in that story, they built the fan service into it. So I agree. Chef's kiss with this movie.
Yeah. No Way Home was probably the best Spider-Man movie, period.
Yeah.
And and I, and contrary to I am a big fan of the Amazing Spider-Man film franchise. I think Andrew Garfield absolutely killed it as
yes,
Spider-Man. I love the Gwen Stacy story that they told, and I love that in No Way Home he kind of redeemed himself by catching MJ.
Yes.
I ain't gonna lie to you, I shared a gangster tear when he
Yes.
caught MJ, like because I was
Yes.
invested. Because again, back to that fan service, you knew each intricacy, like when she fell, the whole theater at the time took a deep breath.
Mm-hmm.
When Andrew Spider-Man jumped for her, it was a big roar. And then when he caught her, you could literally see 6'4", 260 guys literally crying because he knew what the story was with Andrew. Like Chris said, it was such great fan service. I love the interactions with the villains. If I was to go, if it's one thing I'm gonna pick about this movie, how the hell did Electro go from looking like a Electro Watt to be a handsome Jamie Foxx? I don't know where was how that happen? Because when we last saw him, he was a bolt of lightning. Now you'll come in and but again, it was such a dope. I love the interaction. I think one of the best parts of the movie to me was one of the funniest is when Otto caught Tom Holland Peter, stripped him down. He's like, wait, you're not Peter. Like, wait a minute, where am I? Like, what is going on? And and Harry Osborn, shout out again to William Dafoe,
Yes.
killing it again.
Killing it.
Like, I think this Harry Osborn was more evil than the ones from because he played Aunt May to a T. He strung her along like a fiddle. Like he came to the house. Like, look, I went to my house. There wasn't no one there. I went to there's no Oscorp. Which I don't know if y'all had a chance to answer. I'm gonna pose a question to y'all three. If there's no Oscorp in the MCU, how did Peter get his powers?
Oh, that's
I have an
Tony
answer.
Stark. Tony Stark.
Yeah, I believe in Iron Man 2 when we saw him, or at some of one of those expos that Tony was having.
Mm.
Spider-Man got his powers. That's
Yeah.
why Tony kept an eye on him throughout his career. I believe Tony knew all along about what
Who he was.
happened, who this kid was, and he kept an eye on him. I think that's it. But yeah, I think No Way Home. And honestly, that's a movie that could have been done without Doctor Strange. I really believe that movie could have been done without Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange was there. He was more of a plot device than a central character.
Well, yeah, because
All right.
I believe
So
that Peter could have found a way, knowing what he knew, interacting with everybody and all the other superheroes and everything that had already happened. He could have stumbled across, ran into, asked a question, remembered a conversation, and found it without Strange even being involved.
Also,
all right. So
another one of
let
my
me
favorite parts. I'm
hold
sorry,
on.
Kevin.
Let
Another one
me
of my favorite parts. Oh, go ahead, Kevin. My bad. Go ahead.
let me read this comment by Charles. He said Andrew
Yes.
Garfield is the best Spider-Man, but the worst Peter Parker. I'm gonna disagree with you on that. Oh, Andrew Garfield. I'm sorry. Tobey Maguire was the best Peter Parker, but somewhat a great Spider-Man. Tom Holland is the best of both worlds. I
That's a
agree.
fact. That's a fact. Tom Holland made you more emotional,
Yeah,
evolved with this character because every movie you was like, bro, I wish you could just stand up for yourself one time. And then when he finally started, you was like, I love this guy. Every one of them. Like, I honestly thought Tobey Maguire died in Spider-Man 3 when he got beat up by Sandman and Venom. That was it for me
So,
with him. I thought he died.
but the thing with Tom Holland and his MJ was the fact that they were actually dating in real life at the time.
The
So
chemistry was awesome.
that on-screen
yeah,
chemistry was genuine chemistry. It's like, all right, I get to kiss you because you my co-actor, you know, my co-star, but I'm
but
actually going to kiss you because you my
Right,
woman,
right. It was more relatable.
right? And so I think that's also what gave him. Even though you talked about Andrew Garfield when he caught Mary Jane off the bridge, like yeah, that connection was there and we felt it. But Tom Holland and Zendaya, man, it was something about that you just know it was real. It was
You,
powerful.
to
Like
be
it was
honest,
just
I call it the Miss. It reminded me of, I'm going to quote wrestling real quick. Spider-Man was Macho Man, and she was Elizabeth.
Absolutely.
yeah,
She had his back doing everything. Remember when she kept throwing the muffin like, prove that you Spider-Man. Prove that you. She did the little things to let everybody know you're not messing with my man. I will leave school to help him. First of all, we gotta find out who her parents are and talk to them because your child is missing a lot of school. That's what I need to know. That's one thing. And Ned, I need. Okay, let me start. The worst part about this movie is that you needed Doctor Strange, but you didn't need Doctor Strange. You only brought him in here basically to bring us the Sony universe.
Right.
That's how I
And
feel about it.
my favorite part of the
Just to bring
movie,
him in, and then y'all dropping the ball on that. But that's a whole other story. That's gonna make me mad. So be enjoying the show.
I enjoyed the exchange with all three of them when it was comparing what they did. And Andrew, with almost a fourth wall type of break, was like, I suck. I'm the worst Spider-Man. Like, and he's like, no, you don't suck. It was
No, you're not.
almost
No,
like,
you're not.
yeah, it was like, because it was more of a fourth wall break because he was acknowledging how people hated his two films. Like they were such critically panned movies, and he
Right.
like, and it took the predecessor and his successor to tell him like, no, you're a cool Spider-Man. I don't think you suck. So I think that was just a great fan. But guys, my phone is dying, so I'm gonna have to. That's about all. Catch y'all later. Thank y'all for having me on here. But part
all right,
two,
bro.
I'm definitely there. I'll definitely be there for part two.
All right, we got you. We definitely got you
We
for
got
part
you,
two.
man.
All right.
All
I
right,
think that this Spider-Man was the best one for me. I liked all the action that was in the movie. The commentary between each character was cool. there wasn't really any dry spots to this movie. Even when he manipulated Doctor Strange and put him in the geometry web, it was crazy. The movie was great. It did have its downfall, but you really could pick up right back where you left off at. So it really didn't even matter. The fanfare was awesome, like Chris was saying, and I think that's the quote unquote, the blueprint that Deadpool went off of with the fan service.
Yeah, but Naeem said this movie is great simply because it made the villains look way better than they did in previous movie.
That's a fact.
Charles said, "Damn son," I think he might have been referring to Brian. I'm not sure. And Naeem said, "You felt that each Spider-Man needed this meetup."
Yeah, everybody had that one moment where they had to connect a certain way. Like one lost their MJ, the other lost Aunt May. You know what I mean? Everybody had that loss they could relate. But like they said before, all the Spider-Mans have a connection some kind of a way.
So I'm gonna ask you this. This is the question I want to ask, and I wanted to ask Brian, but Brian had to go, Chris, because his phone was dying. But I'm gonna ask y'all this question. Now there's rumors, and I don't know if it's rumors that became actual factuality. I need to double check. But do you think at some point in time should it be a Spider-Man cross to Spider-Man Miles Morales?
I think we're eventually going to get there. How quickly we get there is another story. With the fact that you've already got the introduction of the multiverse, it's bound, however big or small, it's bound to happen.
Yeah. How they do it is going to be the shocking factor of the whole thing. They have to do it right. You can't just walk down the street. Although Donald Glover did already state that his nephew was walking around the town somewhere. This was in Spider-Man 1, I think was one. When he said his nephew, and his nephew is Miles Morales, so he's probably somewhere around already. It's just we're in Queens over here, and they're over there. They're in the Bronx.
Because there's even, I don't know if you played, like, the reason why I'm asking that question is I played the Spider-Man Miles Morales PS5 games. And in the games, there's a connection with Miles Morales Spider-Man and Peter Parker Spider-Man. Because in his universe, Peter Parker's dead. Like, Peter Parker's dead, and they even talked about it, I think, in one of the animated movies, where they wound up going back and Peter Parker was dead, and he was like, but he taught him how to use his powers and how to focus in the gifts. So I'm kind of hoping, and I agree with Charles, we got to get through the mutant saga first.
Yeah.
Make sure it's done right. But I'm really hoping, I would love to see a black Spider-Man on the major screen.
Yeah, and it's
unfortunately not Disney, Sony owns the license to that, so hopefully
that's the problem.
Nice. Right.
That's the problem.
Yeah. And I think it's gotta be the right moment for it to happen, because I think between Sony and Disney, they've had their conversations, which is why when you saw Deadpool and Wolverine, I learned this from Brian, that when they showed the picture of
the helmet,
Parker and Tony Stark, that they had the mask in front of Peter Parker's face, because the agreement is there can only be so many likenesses of him in the movie. Yeah. So they didn't want to waste it on just the photo. So to me, they're really thinking about it well. And I think they're just waiting for the right moment for it to cross. It's either going to be
that was a nice little Easter egg that they
did most definitely
in that movie. And if you notice, so one of the reasons I like Deadpool in general, well, this Deadpool, is that he constantly breaks the fourth wall. He constantly breaks the fourth wall.
Better than She-Hulk,
right? Yeah. He was like, damn, mic drop. Pistol drop for Danny, but he constantly breaks the fourth wall, and he was like, He was like, "We own you now, so you're gonna be like in 90 more movies." Like he was just. He was like, you're never not going to play Wolverine again. We own you now. It's little stuff like that where and Danny and I have talked about this in the past when we talked about the Marvel, DC, not DC, God forgive me, Sony versus Disney with the IP. Like y'all have a fan base. Y'all both are multi-billion-dollar companies and studios. Y'all can play nice because if y'all actually do it the right way, the money that y'all would make together, it's going to be ridiculous. And long as you keep Kevin help
Kevin
me out,
Feige.
Danny. Yeah,
Feige.
Kevin Feige in charge. Let him do his thing. You're going to make money,
But
and every time,
go ahead.
and fans are going to be happy.
Yeah, and I think with a lot of the things that have come down the pipeline, you've got the multiverse, you've got the multiversal incursions, you've got the anchor beings now. So I think they're setting up several ways for it to be a reality. They just have to pick the right one so that the story is right. Because if they do it and the story is not right, it's not gonna go over well with the fandom at all.
But I think Deadpool Wolverine is the catalyst to that. Deadpool Wolverine is going to be the catapult to that because there was so many little Easter eggs that they did. Like even the one scene when they was in the desert in like the alternate world, there's a Deadpool comic book from the
Secret
war
Wars.
the Secret Wars in there. And you can't do the Secret Wars unless Disney and Sony get on the same page.
Very
so like
true.
it's little Easter eggs that dropped in this movie. Like we're working on it. Like we're trying to come to an agreement. We just need y'all to be patient because
for me, you know how I feel about Sony in the whole situation. I think they want to play ball, but they want mainly all the credit for it because, which to me, it's been shown that Amy Pascal. I'm putting her out there because that's me. She knows she owns that Sony IP for Spider-Man, but the movies you're making your own Spider-Verse, are missing that Kevin Feige touch.
Mm-hmm.
Like I told you before, Madam Web should have been out before the Spider-Man came out. It's the catalyst for all the other Spider-Mans.
Yep.
That's why I said Madam Web is the best movie that Sony's done. But the fact of the matter is, you're not letting Kevin Feige touch it. It's only Marvel Association because it was originally a Marvel IP. And the Deadpool situation, they're going to bring together Marvel and Fox. All the ones from the Fox are going to come back during the Secret Wars situation. If they can get her to actually understand, like Spider-Man is the main key for all of these. You're sitting on money and not letting Kevin help you. Morbius would have been a better movie.
But that was also proven in Civil War that Spider-Man was the centerpiece of that. Like you need Spider-Man to make this come together. But I don't think it's just her. I don't think it's just her that wants the credit. I think it's also Disney that wants the bulk of the credit because they we got to launch an IP. So you see what I'm saying? But because they had to launch an IP, and Fox is Fox is under Disney. So Disney's like, we got Fox, we got Marvel. You need us.
Right, but the problem is now.
At the same time, Disney needs Spider-Man. Like you really can't
we
tell
are
any
now,
stories without Spider-Man.
The problem is now we're 30 movies in. We are 30 movies in, and now that Kevin
people even realize that it's 30 movies, yo.
It's 30 plus.
30 plus.
It was 22 movies in phase one. In that whole the Infinity War is 22 right then and there. 62 hours, as a matter of fact. I damn near watched all of them. Don't trust me. And for that right there, you should know that each one of them was talking about Spider-Man. Iron Man 1, when Nick Fury talked about a radioactive bug. We couldn't really say the name Spider-Man because Fox still had it. They didn't want to give it up. Then Sony got it. Then it was crazy because now Kevin had to switch everything around for the next 20 years without using those names. And when you finally get the mutants and the X-Men, now you got to backtrack and tell everybody they was in this thing the whole time. And as fans, it's going to be hard to believe because now you're pretty much swiping everything that you already did for 10 years and giving us something new. So it's going to be hard, but Kevin can't do it unless Spider-Man is in the picture. Because even in X-Men, the animated series, Spider-Man was an animated series.
He was.
Spider-Man is the catalyst for everything, not to mention that's Stan Lee's favorite character. So you got to have him. It's just how much you going to play ball. I'm not doing this today. I'm not doing this today. It needs to be something done because they need to have a sit down, all three of them. Like, look, Spider-Man needs to be featured more than 3 times in Marvel. You can't do that to that man. More than 3 times, you got to. Because when you got what? Daredevil on Disney Plus. He runs into Spider-Man eventually. The Punisher runs into Spider-Man. You got X-Men. You can't even draw them now without y'all getting offended. Y'all hold the key. It's like y'all just holding the meat over there and letting everybody try and jump and get it because you know how much worth Spider-Man is. It's like when she snitched about the whole thing about Spider-Man being in Infinity War, ticket sales went up as soon as everybody found out.
Yep.
So you got to do something. And who's the next smartest man in the MCU next to Tony Stark? It's probably Reed Richards, Spider-Man, and Shuri. We ain't even gonna talk about that one yet. That's oh boy.
Iron Man and Firestarter.
Man, listen. We're not doing this today.
Hold on. So Charles said my last thoughts, and I gotta go. 1, DC needs to stop live action movies and invest in their animated movies. 2, we need a for real world breaker Hawk movie. 3, Secret Wars, excuse me, that's my Baltimore coming out. Secret Wars should be a trilogy all its own. I agree on everything that man just said.
But the thing is,
with that first statement, DC need to stop making live action movies.
But they're not going to with all this money they just paid Gunn to come over.
James Gunn.
They believe James Gunn is going to revive the DC.
But the thing is, he has a good shot because he's doing the villain side of things.
Lord, the Baltimore accent was serious.
Sir, stop that. If he sticks to the villain side of things, DC can have a shot. But if they're trying to put out movies as fast as Marvel, you're not going to do it. It's going to take y'all 20 years to get up to the fact of where Marvel was at. You got to remember, they did 10 years for one villain. That's impossible. What they're about to do with Iron Man is going to be done in the next 5 years. Mm-hmm. So they're going to try to cut it in half the time.
Well, DC had a chance, with Black Adam.
No.
But they let somebody,
No. DC had a chance before Black Adam.
Right, but Black Adam could have been in recovery if somebody would have had, and I'm going to use a Mick Foley term here. Mick Foley's a wrestler, Chris.
I know who Mick Foley is.
Okay, I'm not sure. I'm not trying to insult you. I'm sorry. Testicular fortitude to tell Dwayne Johnson, no, let us do what we do. We paid you to act. We didn't, you decided to invest your money into this. We didn't ask you to. Let us do what we do and see what happens. But nope, they gave him 100%. It's a term in wrestling when they say you don't let them write their own stories. You do not give a wrestler creative control of their career. It's a reason for that.
I think that was the nail in the coffin. The first one for me, when they didn't let Christopher Nolan take over the entire Batman franchise.
You know what? I agree with Naeem. Wonder Woman and Aquaman were great movies. They were great movies.
No, that is cat.
That's not cat. I agree.
That is cat.
I like Aquaman. I like Aquaman because it was funny.
It was
Wonder
ass.
Woman. You stupid. And Wonder Woman told a great story.
The
Now,
first one,
1982, maybe not.
ass.
Well, and I think the first Wonder Woman could have been better.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree, but it was a great. To me, it was still a great movie. It could have been better.
It
It was
was
still a great movie.
okay at best.
Blue Beetle was better.
I don't need the black girl neck. I
No,
don't need the black girl neck.
Dan, stop playing. I don't know what you're drinking, but Blue Beetle was garbage.
Hey, I like the popcorn bucket. It was cool.
Okay, then say the
Blue Beetle
popcorn
with a
bucket.
backpack. It got an extra 2 points for that.
The popcorn button ain't got nothing to do with the actual movie.
It made me enjoy the movie a little bit more.
Lies.
You're right.
It just made the popcorn taste better. Blue Beetle was garbage.
It did.
They could have told a better story on a cell phone. How about that?
They mocked up what Marvel already did, because everybody could play Aquaman, the Black Panther, Blue Beetle to another movie, and then it was Wonder Woman. The style of it was compared to another Marvel movie.
Right.
But I think somebody did it online. They were like, it's the whole thing all over again, but DC style. Stop doing that. Because when it's already done already, if we go to see it again, it's not going to be no interest. I think they literally dropped the ball when they didn't let Christopher Nolan direct the Dark Knight series.
Yeah,
you could have kept Christian Bale. Christian Bale would have been there. At the end of that movie, we had Robin. Like, I was stuck winging a Robin. Like, I was really hurt. Then it was like Christopher Nolan got dropped. All he wanted was creative rights and $10 million. You know how much the movie's going to make?
And
I don't know what they're doing.
Robin I believe would have been good, because though he's always associated with, Batman, telling his story would have been all right. And bringing the Nightwing situation into the whole thing, I think would have been a really dope movie.
Yeah. Some of their shows was cool. I mean, Titans was cool. I like Titans. Titans was cool. That was more ground center to earth, but it had to deal with no timelines, no multiverses. It was just Nightwing.
DC makes great TV shows, and they make great animation movies.
They made great animation. Smallville, I was lost.
Yeah, I mean, great animation. Period. You're right, but they do not make great live action movies, and and I feel like even if they transition, what was the guy's name? And y'all gotta forgive me because some actor's name I'm getting like my wife, but I can't remember a lot of actors' names. But the guy from Smallville, they didn't even offer him the job to be Superman in the movie that transpired after the Smallville series ended. And I think he'd have been great in the movie because people had got used to seeing him as Superman coming from out of Smallville. But
that's their problem.
Right.
That's their problem right there. You can't have a Spider-Man on TV and then a different Spider-Man in the movie.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You can't do that. Like, honestly, when Nick Fury was in The Avengers, you could cut on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Nick Fury is on a TV show. And you felt relatability. Like, honestly, if Nick Fury died in these movies, I'm going to be sad, bro, because it's 20 years of seeing this man cut the eye patch.
Yeah.
It's 20 years of he keeps naming these shows, and they were terrible.
Arrow was good, though. I give it that.
Arrow was good. No, like
I like the Arrow.
So that's Arrow?
Yeah, the Arrow. It's like the DC version of Hawkeye.
Well, listen, the best DC movie was Green Lantern.
Pause.
And the
before
fact
you
that you
even
laughed
respond,
as you said that.
Chris, I was trying to catch you before you responded. I'm going to say this. Y'all seen the first Deadpool movie? Do you remember what Deadpool was drawing on the bridge?
Yeah.
In the book.
Do you remember what he was drawing on the bridge? It was Green Lantern. You remember what was written on the paper? You suck. And he balled the paper up. He balled the paper up and threw it into the harbor.
Listen, I'm watching the interview with him. This man.
hold up. I'm sorry. Ryan Reynolds has never regretted doing a movie. Never publicly has he ever come out and say he wished he didn't do a movie.
Right.
I don't know if Naeem is saying good night for the night or good night, period.
I don't know.
Good night. Oh, no, he
Good
said
night.
what? What?
Yeah. He was saying,
And Beaver, get some glasses. Beaver said,
I gotta
get some
leave you
glasses.
out. Leave me alone.
But he said Green Lantern, he wished that's the one movie he wished he could take back.
Nah. Hey, bro, it's the interview with him. Hugh Jackman asked him, "Would you rather watch Barney or would you watch Green Lantern over?" My man said, "I would watch 24 hours of Paw Patrol before I watch Green Lantern." And then you at the end of Deadpool 2, he goes time and he shoots Green Lantern before he was reading the script for Green Lantern. He shot him in the back of the head like, "Don't you ever do that in your life."
Right.
That movie blackballed him for like 3 years. Like, bro, what are we doing? He came back with the other guy.
like, it's just terrible.
Yeah.
Like, you wanna torture people? Show them that movie.
Either that or Barbie.
Let's not. Let's not talk about the abuse of a child's toy for adult entertainment.
First of all, I don't like the Barbie movie. Wasn't my problem because eventually, at some point in time, it had to happen. It was a multi-billion-dollar franchise. It still is.
No, it did not. It did not have to happen.
It did.
Nor did
it. We may not want it to happen, but it was going to happen.
No.
Just like the Hot Wheels movie should never happen. But they're talking about doing a Hot Wheels live action movie. They should not. But I don't know how they're going to pull that off.
So we're basically going to be an adult version of Cars.
Yep.
My biggest gripe with the Barbie movie was the fact that goddamn song had got a resurgence.
What song?
The Come On Barbie, Let's Go Party song?
Yes.
Oh, no.
It was the B-52s, whatever their name were. Yeah.
They will call it.
That song charted. It charted again. You
know what else charted? Instinct, Bye Bye Bye.
Ooh.
Deadpool did that.
What's worse? Green Lantern or Wolverine's origin or Wolverine's original Deadpool with his you know what? I keep forgetting Ryan Reynolds did do that. He did.
That's what made everybody think like he should be Deadpool.
Yeah. I still think Green Lantern was worse.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would watch that Wolverine origin story before I ever clicked on Green Lantern.
Movie-wise, Green Lantern was the worst. Character-wise, Deadpool from the Wolverine's origin story was the worst. And that's because it completely departed him from what Deadpool is or who Deadpool is. Deadpool's strongest point is his mouth. He talks ish. And then you gave him like these Wolverine size, like one blade. He looked like Baraka from Mortal Kombat.
Not Baraka, bro.
He looked like Baraka from Mortal Kombat.
With the blade.
It was like Edward Scissorhands meets Baraka from Mortal Kombat with a sewn. It was just bad, yo. Yeah, no.
Again, I would still put myself through the Wolverine origin story before I wanted to like pull my eyeballs out from watching Green Lantern.
Oh yeah,
and you know what? Ryan Reynolds tried so hard to make that movie work, but it was just too much.
It was a terrible movie.
You were what they call a guy with no arms trying to swim in the ocean. You're just trying to leave, but you can't. You're just trying.
What are you doing with your life right now?
I'm like, why can I not see my can? And then I forget I got a green screen behind me, and my can is green. So the only thing.
Are you having a special moment, Timmy?
No,
having a special moment.
I am like you always have a special moment. So the only like you really can't even see, but you can see the sprite clear as day.
Like
Like
just
that's
for the
it.
simple fact that first of all, the fact that you showing somebody else's merchandise on your thing and ain't nobody cutting no check, that's one thing. But
Look,
NFL cut the check. Sprite cut the check.
cut the check.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna start wearing them cut the check every time y'all see me. Yeah. You can cut the stamps too, because I need some more. Cut the stamps.
Cut the stamp. Yeah. Even your wife agreed.
Yes, right. Cut the
oh
stamps.
my lord, here
Shenanigans.
we go. Hi, Jenny J.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Viva, you know what? Let me just say something real quick. My wife consistently calls me special, and I'm fine
I
with that because
agree.
I know who I am. But the real question is,
Which level
what
of
is that?
special?
No, I know what level special I am, but she makes it. I'm hiding that, bro. Get it straight. I know who I am. But I always ask her. So since I'm special and you married me, what does that say about you?
She did it for The Rock.
I don't know about Marvel, but hi, yes, welcome. It doesn't matter if you know about Marvel or not, Jenny. Thank you for joining, and we do appreciate you.
Maybe she just felt like, special people deserve people that takes care of special people.
No, she's special too. Trust me, I promise you that. It is so many reasons why she and I are equally yoked,
You
and
you
trust me,
just
she is just as special.
So both of y'all agree 1 + 1 is 11.
Yep.
Hey. Yeah.
they always put you in timeout on this show. Like,
For me,
yeah,
I know. I love it. I'm just not going to stay in timeout.
I don't know how she gonna put the co-host in timeout. Like I don't understand that. Like he is part creator of this show.
Hey, listen, I like having fun. I'm shenanigan king.
Hey man, that's what we do on here. But
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is sad to say, but our time has come to an end. We're about to wrap this show up, so we're going to do our final thoughts. I'm going to start, and we all came to an agreement that Black Widow was overrated, Shang-Chi was underrated, Eternal should have never happened, and Spider-Man No Way Home is the best damn thing in the Marvel Universe right now. My final thoughts is that Disney and Sony need to get together and excuse my language, ladies, and stop having the dick swinging contest. Let's get this together. Let's make these movies. Let y'all make money. Let us spend our money because we trying to see it. Like we want to be part of it. We want to experience it, and we just got to do what we got to do. My wife is telling you to shut up. You are on timeout. She said, "Yes, you are," and Naeem is laughing at you.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I'm not even saying shit. I'm in trouble. See? Fat people problems. Can't nobody understand my
Fat
problems.
people, fat. Anyway, people. Anyway, I'm bring it back. Bring it back. So, but Disney, y'all need to stop. Sony needs to stop. Y'all need to come together, sit down at the table, and put your big boy drawers on, or in this Sony's case, big girl drawers, and stop acting childish and make this money. Because we want to see it. We want to spend our money. We want to do what we do. Naeem said Disney and Sony needs to get together, do some. You know what, Naeem? I gotta start pre-screening your comments,
I
bro.
was trying to keep it together, but I couldn't.
You.
He gonna find a way.
I love it.
He gonna find a way to get that phrase in.
Yeah, that's my guy, man. Get it in.
Chris,
Oh,
Chris,
that ain't help either.
Chris. No, it did not. That did not help either. Chris, what are your final thoughts, ma'am?
As we move into this next phase of Marvel storytelling, I have faith in Marvel that they're gonna work this Spider-Man situation out. I think that it's just going to have to be at the right time. And I think at that time that they will come to some level of agreement. We've seen it in No Way Home, and I think from that they have seen that the ability to work together is there, and everybody gets a large piece of the pie. So as we get into the Fantastic Four story, and we get into the mutants coming into it, and Doctor Doom showing up, I genuinely believe that that it'll happen, and it'll be good when it happens.
Awesome. Danny? Hold on, Danny, before you go. Let me get your opinion. Tony Stark's Doctor Doom.
Love it.
Yeah, I love it. I'm to be completely honest, I didn't know a lot about it. So Brian being my go-to comic book encyclopedia, I went to him and asked all of the questions and got the Cliff Notes plus the Encyclopedia Britannica version of why this is an awesome thing that's happening. So because of all of that information, I'm excited to see how this is going to play out. New mask, same task, I think means a lot to what they're going to be doing. I definitely believe that you're going to see him in some end credit scenes first, in some upcoming stuff. Like, though I don't think it'll have anything to do with the story, it may show up in an end credit for Agatha all along. Definitely gonna probably be an end credit scene that they add to the new Captain America movie, just to kind of whet people's appetites. Because they started having this conversation with him a year ago. So I can't believe that a year ago that they didn't do some cutaway scenes somewhere in there just to have them in their back pocket. So I think we're going to see him relatively quickly. So.
Okay. Had a little. It's funny because I'm watching on my phone, and I'm watching on my computer. My computer froze.
Yeah.
The feed is still coming through live. So Danny, go ahead.
My final thoughts is, people have to understand that we're still in phase 4. Out of this whole thing, phase 4 is probably going to be the biggest, and I think that the mutant saga is going to be bigger than this, based off of what's going on and how they're presenting it. We're not going to forget the fact that there is a situation that involved Jonathan Majors, but however, people don't understand that there's still time for him to come back. I honestly think he's going to come back, but that's later on down the line. Phase 4 would have been better if they had stopped having too many people's hands in the cookie jar helping put these movies together. Too many directors with too many ways of looking at it were messing up everything. Stick to what you know in your original formula. That's why you bring in the Russos back to do these Avengers movies. You going back to your old formula. Don't have somebody who did 2 Grammys, who got 2 Emmys for making plays over here, jumping in your stuff. Stick to what you know, and we'll be all right. I think Shoney should play ball because I can't wait to see these Spider-Man movies. I think they should just give up the IP altogether. That's my personal opinion. You don't know what you're doing. Stop doing that. Just because you're a cook don't mean you know how to play football. It's a big difference. I think they should play ball and learn how to get along. If not, just go ahead and toss it up. Let Kevin Feige put his magic touch on it, and let's get this ball rolling. Because now we're patiently waiting. I think we should get a new director to do Blade so I can watch this movie because I'm tired. I got my money in my pocket waiting on it. I'm really tired. I don't want Wesley to do it. I don't. But that's a whole different story. Other than that, I can't wait for part 2.
All right, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
But you got the Shang-Chi movie going on. You lip sync movie.
Shut up. So as I said, for some reason
You shut up.
on my MacBook is frozen. But the live feed is still coming through, so that's a good thing. But with that being said, we are going to go ahead and wrap everything up. I do appreciate y'all guys coming through. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Brian. Chris, let everybody know where they can find you at on social media and plug away your two beautiful shows.
So coffee and tea. So on Facebook, it's the word coffee, the letter N, and the word tea. You can find us on Facebook as well as on YouTube. On YouTube, it's listed as Coffee ANDTEA. Instead, if you go to our Facebook, I'm sorry, our YouTube page, you'll see many of the other episodes, including the two that Kevin has been on talking about the life of a podcaster. And then my other one is called The Lazarus Movement. It is a Bible study based podcast. And I actually just did a show right before I came on here. So The Lazarus Movement is how you can find it on Facebook and YouTube.
Damn.
Yep. We out here doing big things. And like I said, you can find Brian J on in the basement with Brian, Ride with B, and Married Life, right, Chris?
So it's in the basement with B, Ride with B, and the Married Life podcast, Life spelled with a Y.
There you go. I normally have my little cheat sheet, but I did not have it today.
But so, yeah, all on Facebook.
All on Facebook, yes. Danny is doing psycho music and psycho gaming, so he has some stuff that's been uploaded. I have started my Twitch account. It is currently under my name, Crazy Kevin, KRAYZE KEVIN. I did start streaming today. I went back and looked. I gotta figure out and talk to Danny about it because I don't know if it saves your live streams or what, because it did not on my end, and maybe it's something I did wrong. But look for me on Twitch, KRAYZEKEVIN, and follow me. Danny got music on Spotify right now, dropping music, dropping albums. He's working on a new studio album that's getting ready to drop. So stay alert, and me and him got to get together, do some collabs on this music. Because yeah, we got some things in pipe. Chris,
working
are
boy.
you available? If you are available, you don't have to answer now, but let me know. Inbox me if you're available next week so we can do part 2 to this. I'm going to reach out to Brian, see if he's available next week to do part 2, because we're going to pick up with Doctor Strange and the rest of the Phase 4.
We get you next, bro.
Huh?
We got Bash in Berlin next week.
Oh, we do got Bash in Berlin next week. So we coming on live next week? No, you know what? Bash in Berlin, you know what? Yeah. Because that's going to be a reaction show because Bash in Berlin is going to be early. So week after next, we're going to bring part 2. So check this out next week as we do Bash in Berlin reactions. WWE PLE live from Berlin at the Uber Arena in Germany. So that's going to be fun for us. Definitely tune in. You know, Big Nah is going to be part of that. And y'all already know it's going to be shenanigans like we always do. But we want to say thank you to each and every one of you. We love you for participating. Find us at Two Fat Guys Podcast 99 on Instagram. Two Fat Guys Podcast 99 on TikTok. Spotify, Two Fat Guys Podcast. Facebook, Two Fat Guys Podcast. We love you. We appreciate you. And show suggestions, you can email us at Two Fat Guys Podcast 99@gmail.com. We so love y'all. Thank y'all for taking your time out on this lovely Saturday afternoon, evening. Go Ravens! Football season sparking up. We are going to have fun. Yes, yes, yes. So whoever your team is, rep them proudly. Win, lose, or draw. You know, we stay with our purple. And yeah, that's what we do. So with that being said, with no further ado, good night. We love you. Peace.
Tribal Chief, we salute you. I miss you, Tribal Chief. I'm sorry. Sorry. Another fat moment. I don't want to see me cut. Why we still recording? I don't understand. I don't understand. Got it. I want to go home.
You lost the other co-host. That's why.
Oh my God, we stuck in the multiverse. You gotta cut it. Oh my God, Viva gonna cuss me out. Okay. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Wait a minute, I'm a big dude. I'm so sorry.
Look it up. Look it up.
I'm done. I'm done. Oh my God, Kevin cut this feed. Kevin! Kevin! This is like some end credits in like a Marvel movie. What is going on here?
It's an incursion. We're in another realm, another Earth.
Right. And I am Iron Man.
This is Earth meat slapping.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh God.
Anyway, this broadcast is brought to you by. Hey man, cut this off, man.
Can you
Come
hear
on,
you?
man. Huh?
Like, can you hear you? Now you be quiet. Post credit scene.
The full credit scene.
This is mid credit scene at best.
You embarrassing me in front of the wizard. Stop. We gotta get this off. We gotta get. Please cut the show.
Oh,
Where is he?
maybe
Where
he don't
is
know
he?
it's still going.
He gotta know it's doing. He left us here. You just gonna leave no addition like this, Bobby? Bobby.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay. I'll be here tomorrow. I'm gonna go sleep. But I read my Bible.
You know what?
Kevin, you're making me the token black guy, Kevin. Cut us off.
Come on, Naeem. What's the Easter egg? We gotta have an Easter egg. Look, I just text him. He's like, he's not able to end the show. We just need to log off.
Really? Really?
That's what he said.
There's no black shit right here. We can't even look at it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Oh, I can't breathe.
this is the shenanigans y'all don't see after the show. Oh my God. I got my eyebrows burning.
Your eyebrows? What you got on your face?
It's baby oil. It's hot. I'm ashy. I came out the shower. I'm ashy. I ain't got nothing to do with that. It's like cocoa butter. All right, go ahead and log off, and I'm gonna go ahead and log off.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.